Walking or driving around Westlake here in Hanoi is probably the most enjoyable way to spend some quality time with your loved ones, I'm sure. And so it got me thinking about gratitude and leading with gratitude. And I've been reflecting on why people are less likely to express gratitude at work than any other place, which is surprising to me since gratitude as a skill is probably the most single critical skill that any manager or leader can develop to help boost productivity. And so I came across some interesting recent research that 81% of adults said that they would work harder if their manager would express more gratitude. And that I found very interesting. And so there are 3 myths that I'd like to talk about. The first myth is about fear being the motivator. The second one is that people want too much praise at work. And the third one being there's just not enough time. Now, when we talk about fear being a motivator, is it really a motivator? You know, when in a company, when a manager is using fear as a weapon against his team, fear really is about creating doubt in your employees, which in the long term doesn't really help with productivity, since people are thinking, oh my God, will he shout at me? Will I lose my job? Will I lose face, etc., etc. And fear can also come from a manager feeling intimidated by his or her employees. Perhaps they're a top performer and he's scared of losing his job. The second one is about people want too much praise. Now, when we think about Gen Z and Gen Y, the millennials, a lot of older generations believe that millennials, if you give them too much praise, right, that they'll get big-headed, they'll get too confident, and then eventually they'll get lazy. But actually, if you understand the needs of millennials more clearly and Gen Z more clearly, all they want is they want more feedback. They want more guidance. They want to know if what they're doing is good, if it can be improved, and if they're moving in the right direction. The last myth is about, oh, I'm too busy, I'm too stressed, I've got no time to give praise, to give gratitude to people. Well, that's a big mistake, because these days, yes, companies are being more competitive, there's a lot more pressures, and staff are more and more stressed. But actually, if you think of it, it doesn't take much time to give praise, to give gratitude to people. Quite the opposite, and the benefits far outweigh the negative sides, the cons. Because think of it, why do most people leave companies? Because perhaps they didn't receive enough gratitude from their boss. So if you want to save the cost of losing employees, then start expressing gratitude. I hope you like this video. I'd love to know your thoughts on this topic, your experience, your insights. So let me know, how do you, as a colleague, as a manager, and as a leader, how do you express gratitude at work? I'd love to hear your comments. And remember, as always, always upskill.